Hi guys, finally getting to Tony's 460 here, the second half of it. I split the case in half. If you remember, this one's the one that had the cylinder right here. The piece busted off the corner. Bad casting. A viewer had left a comment for me that the channel Married with Small Engines had a 460 with a crack in the same spot. It was leaking. I don't recall it being broken off like this one, but that's kind of interesting. So we're going to go ahead, put new bearings in it. And part of the reason I was going to put new bearings in it, if you check this out right here, the PTO side. All right. Yeah, that slides right on real easy, on and off. And I'll show you in a little bit how we're going to fix that. But we had a little bit of water and old fuel and everything in here that kind of pitted this up pretty well. So what I did is I used this brass cup right here, and I stripped off what I could for the coating or the paint or whatever they put on here. So that stuff that's left there is in pretty good condition. I'm not worried about that peeling off. That shouldn't be a problem. I did take a, abrasive impregnated rubber sanding drum, and I kind of did the best I could to smooth out a little bit without taking too much off the case. So even some of it got down right inside the where the bearing goes in here, but either way, it's cleaned up pretty well. So let's take a look at putting this PTO bearing in. So I got the oil pump bolted on there. I put a little bit of grease down inside there to help protect the spring and that stuff, the little plunger, the piston. Ain't gonna hurt the piston, just whatever else is there. I'm gonna put a couple of washers in there, and hopefully that'll keep a little heat from it. And we'll go ahead with the Wagner heat gun here. I got it set at around 650 right now. So we'll heat this up. The bearings are in the freezer. And once I get this heated up, we'll come back and see how easily this drops in. Hopefully everything goes smooth. Alright, so the bearing's been in the freezer. It's got a little bit of two-stroke oil on it now. I got the heat gun set probably to 1,000 degrees. But just checking this, we're almost 300. Got that steel sleeve and everything warmed up. So, I guess let's give this a try. So I'll use the magnet here. Alright, so we're a little over 300 degrees. We'll set the heat gun down to cool. Here we got some oil on the bearing, and hopefully this will drop right in. All right, perfect. Perfect. A little easier when it doesn't have the that big steel sleeve. All right, so now what to do with the crankshaft? With that loose bearing on here. I did talk to the owner. And this is what we decided to do. Right here, brand new OEM crankshaft. He's got a brand new top end for it. So he goes, just put the crank in it. I like the saw, I want it. So here we go. I'm gonna start with the PTO side only because I'm looking for kind of a half a measurement over here. And anyhow, that's what I'm looking for. So let's put a little bit of oil on here. Let's get some on there. Okay, and leads me into this main crankshaft installation kit from Matt Olson right here. I got a few other of these rods in the bag, but these are the ones for steel that I'm using right now. I'm sure you guys either have them or your own method, but when I saw this, man, this should just make the job so much easier. And see how they work. Sure, they're going to work fantastic. Put this on here first, reverse thread. Yeah, I've seen people use these a bunch of times. What a nice set. He's definitely put a lot of time and effort into getting this thing really working nice and easy for people. And I'm really happy I got it. Even noticed the first time I used it, I know it's going to work just fine. And you can almost probably... Making sure nothing hits here. I want to make sure that I just measured a few other cases and stuff about how close this is, and I want to get it fairly close, so I don't end up having to really whack that crank over too far. I'm going to go just a little more. Just a rough idea, so I got some sort of... Okay, I'm going to leave it like that for now. All right, let's go ahead and get the gasket put on here. We've got our OEM gasket kit and other lines and everything here. This from the dealer is like $24. How can you go wrong? It's got the crank seals and everything in it, so don't be afraid to check with your local dealer. And I'm going to use a little bit of this 515 gasket maker on here, sealant, flange sealant, just a little bit. Make sure we got this going the right way. The case halves, I sanded them down on a flat piece of glass, both sides, so they're nice and clean, nice and flat. Just want to make sure I got them going the right way. Yep. All right. Okay, I'll put this on. We'll be right back. All right, so we got quite a light coating on here. All right, I don't mind a little bit extra around the oil right here, but I don't want a lot into the crankcase. So I don't take credit for things that I didn't learn about, or, you know, I just want to give people credit for what they do. I've seen Donnie Walker use this. All right, so it's got to be pretty good stuff if he uses it. Could probably get away with not using any of it, but... All right, a couple locating pins here might help me out. Just going to have to watch that crank, or the connecting rod, rather. Okay, well, we're pretty much already on the guide pins there, so... All right, so this one. It's in here. All right, now all I got to do is keep that crank from spinning. Watch the connecting rod there. I say our dowel pins. Oh, look at that. It's not even turning. Nice setup. Nice setup, Matt. Okay, we're going on here. Going on real nice. Going on fairly straight. Could almost push that on. Okay, everything's good here. We are almost on. Right now we should probably turn this way. See what we look like. Okay, be right back. All right, just a little tap just to make sure that's going in all right. Feels like we're kind of bottomed out. It's a little weird. We still got a little space here. Unless that crank needs to go over just a tad, and it might. Still might need to pull it a little tighter here, but oh, we look pretty even. There is a little gap there. But for now, let's go ahead and I'll take these studs out and put some bolts in. All right, so I got my case bolts in. The flywheel side bearing is bottomed out. I had a little bit of a, loose gasket here, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tweak this bearing just a little bit. And it'll pull it toward it, and it'll pull that case in just a little. Okay, don't want to do much. Going to be hard to kind of see how this thing moves around now, but I think we'll be good. I'll just snug these for now. One more little tweak. Any of the saws that I've looked at that I've done, those are never exactly even anyways. They just aren't, from my experience. Not that I have that much experience, but this tool right here definitely makes all the difference in the world, man. Very nice. Take this off. We'll see how she spins. Again, don't hesitate. If you want one of these, just look them up. Just punch in Matt's Chainsaw Parts. It'll come right up. Matt Olson. You can scroll through his little website there and you can find this. All right, so with just a slight tweak back and forth, we have a nice smooth running crank. So let's go ahead and put the crank seals in. So I usually take and put a little bit of grease just lightly on the inside where that spring is, just so hammering on it, it doesn't fall out. It probably never would. And I also take just a little bit of Moto Seal, just a light coating, very little. And I've done it with it, I've done it without it. But I just put a very, very light coating on here. I don't want it going everywhere. Definitely don't want to get it on my seal surface here. The rubber. The case has been cleaned off. Case and crank with just a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol. And then I'll put a little bit of oil on this and we'll throw it on. Alright, the camera is actually going to be mounted to this, the bar here on my, you know what I mean, the power arm here, so it might bounce around a little bit. Yeah, kind of like when I put that crank bearing in there. There's a little shaking, but I assure you, I'm not hitting things that hard. Alright, I'll take another brush We'll put just a little bit of 2-stroke oil on the crankshaft here, so that bearing will be, or the seal surface rather, will slide nice and easy on that. Alright, pick this up without making a mess here. Get this set on here. Nice little spin on the way down there. Get that oil on there. Okay, and I'll use my installer here. We'll just give it a gentle tap here. See if I can do this way. Hey, that looks good. Just wipe off any extra type of sealant it may have got on there. Alright, and then we'll turn this over and do the other side. Alright, we got our seal starter here to get over the lip there of the crankshaft. I'll put a little bit of oil on here. It's probably a bit much. Hey, again, all our surfaces are clean. Let me see if I can do this without making a mess here. I'll hold that down. Okay, whoop, that went pretty quick there. Over the lip. We're ready to go. I've got the right one here. I think it's that one. Yep. All right. Here we go. Try and do this so you guys can see here, but I got my injured finger here in the way. Okay, everything looks good. We will wipe off the extra. Okay, and don't forget the snap ring. Put the snap ring down in there. I was kind of worried I was going to forget this, but so I kind of left it around. And there we go. Yeah, I might get a new one for that or tighten that up a little bit, but pretty much that's it. So I don't know what I'm going to show for any more of the assembly on the 460 here for Tony, but I'll be back at least when I start it and run it. But keep an eye open if you're interested. Thanks for watching.